Who's this Lucas Colton?
He's a faith healer. Hello, Mount Thomas. Hello. Now that's a bit feeble. Can we try that again? Hello, Mount Thomas. Now, what's it all about tonight? That's right. Here he is now, the one and only Lucas Coltman.
Hello, Mount Thomas. Friends, each one of us is born with a special gift from God, and I'm here today to share my gift with you.
What are we doing here?
Giving is
Just
one thing,
checking out the
ready to receive
competition.
another. If your mind is
What are you
closed
up
to
to?
Lord, then
Just
you're the
wait.
wrong person. The impossible, well, that's no problem. Miracles? Next floor up. Just follow me. Brothers and sisters, I believe we're all going to witness the Lord's amazing power to heal at work in this hall tonight. When I ask those of you who are in need of healing, I want you to come forward and put your faith in God. For as the Lord said, bring me the lame and the suffering.
So I tell you like it, mister. Dying, desperate, rich. My wife was hopeless in that wheelchair. Maybe it's time you found out how that feels.
Put it down, put it down. Come on. Come on. Yeah. It's all right. Come on, it's all right. It's all right. Shh.
You know this man.
Come on, Mr. Higgins, we'll give you a lift back down to the caravan park.
I'll see you at the station at 9 a.m. sharp, understood?
Yes, Senior Sergeant.
Didn't think you'd be into this sort of thing, boss.
Shut up, Parrish. So, when did you and Higgins...
Oh, I first met him when I was a curate in Geelong.
What, parishioner?
No, his wife Jenny was. I didn't see much of Robert until after she died. It was about 6 months ago.
Long illness?
Multiple sclerosis. It's really easy pickings for a vulture like Lucas Coltman.
Yeah, well, Higgins seems pretty bitter.
Oh, I don't think even our Lord would turn the other cheek, given the circumstances.
I doubt if our Lord would have advised assault. Why didn't you stop him?
I did stop him. You were there.
I wondered what you were up to.
Tom, I had no idea he was going to be there.
Didn't you?
No, I didn't. It was a genuine invitation.
To a faith healing meeting?
Oh, okay. Yes, I did want you to see Lucas Coltman in action.
Yeah, well, next time you invite me somewhere, don't be surprised if I say I'm going fishing. Did Lucas Coltman demand payment for your wife's healing sessions?
Donation only. That was the deal. Said all he needed from us was total faith, but faith wasn't enough.
There's no smoking, Mr. Higgins.
Oh, I'm just going to roll it.
So you handed over your entire life savings?
Jen was getting better. On the second session, she was out of that wheelchair. 4 days later, she was much worse. By then, Coltman had left town.
You never tried to contact him?
Oh, I had my hands full. Had to give up my job to nurse her, couldn't keep up house repayments. After Jen died... Well, if it hadn't been for Reverend Curtis, I got by.
So what made you decide to seek out Coltman now?
Picked up the paper yesterday and saw he's touring these parts again. I didn't have to stop and think about it. I just got in the car.
Mr. Higgins.
Lucky for you that Reverend Curtis was there last night.
Lucky for Coltman, I reckon.
I was there, you were there, we've interviewed Mr. Higgins. It's very likely he'll be charged.
Yes, but an intervention order?
Coltman is entitled to protection.
Well, where is the protection of people like Robert Higgins and Jenny Higgins, too?
I'm going to see Coltman now. Don't get your hopes up. It is still a free country.
Well, I know you'll do the best.
What happens now?
Keep in touch. You may receive a summons in due course.
See your test.
Lucas Coltman. Sounds like a movie star.
He'll be able to get his autograph after we've interviewed him.
What, can't you take Jonesy?
No, Parrish, I can't.
Oh,
Sarge, where do you want these?
on my desk. You'd think people would have more sense than to put their faith in sharks like this Coltman character.
Well, desperation makes fools of us all, Sergeant.
Hey! Constable, no cheating.
Hey, it was just a pee. And it's my name you're about to take in vain.
Everyone has to get through their first evaluation report. Anyway, how do you know I'm going to take it in vain?
Oh, so you're going to give the braid a glowing account of my progress, are you?
Didn't your mother ever tell you curiosity killed the cat?
We didn't have a cat.
Both feeling business must be booming, eh? Hey, did Robert's wife really get out of that wheelchair and walk again?
Briefly, so I'm told.
One in the eye for medical science, eh?
Oh.
Medical science hasn't a lot for that arm of yours. Maybe you should have a talk to Colton about it.
Yeah, right. What if this Robert Higgins ignores the intervention order?
I wouldn't think there was much chance of that. If he does, just call the police.
Damien, can you get Lucas? The police are here to see him.
Oh, you went back to the hotel?
When?
Just then.
Hey! Hey! I really would prefer if you left it till he's rested.
We'll try not to wear him out.
How long have you been working for Mr. Cotton? About 18 months. Before that, I was working in a bank. But this is much more fun, hey? It's more important. 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer of the lymph system. And the doctors gave me 3 months to live. And then I met Lucas. And my cancer went into remission after my 4th healing session. So, yes, filling in forms and Christmas club accounts did seem pretty frivolous after Lucas.
Which hotel is he staying at?
Apparently Lucas Colton can cure everything from old age to dandruff. So, what's your problem, Tom?
It's a police matter.
Oh, well, I did warn him it's illegal to walk on water, you know.
Where can we find him?
What's he done?
He hasn't done anything.
Well, he's in the dining room. Probably trying to turn water into wine. He doesn't like my house rent.
Mr. Coltman.
7 letters. Overeating for beauty.
Gorgeous?
That's got 8 letters.
Spelt without the O.
No, why didn't I think of that?
Can you spare us a few moments of your time, Mr. Coltman?
Of course.
So what did you expect? Sackcloth and ashes? God is love tattooed on his skull?
I was expecting a white suit, a comb over, and a smile straight out of a toothpaste commercial.
So what did he have to say about the wife of the guy who broke up the meeting?
Haven't you got anything else to do?
Sorry, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I'd buy.
But this is much more challenging.
I guess he can't recall how much they donated.
No, but he claims people only give as much as they can afford.
Boss, did you organise a Bible study class?
Father Brian and I have been discussing something of a very serious nature.
And it concerns you, Tom.
How many Hail Marys do you reckon a Catholic gets for dating an Anglican priest?
I've told Father Brian everything. He knew, anyway.
I'm surprised you didn't broach the subject with me yourself. Lives could be ruined, Tom.
Isn't this all a little bit premature?
United we stand. Have you spoken to him?
Who?
Mr. Coltman.
I agree strongly with Grace. It must be stopped.
Coltman?
He's taking advantage of the weak and the vulnerable.
You have spoken to him?
Yes, I did. He denied taking anything but a donation from the Higgins.
Naturally.
I'm sorry, but without evidence of him committing fraud, my hands are tied.
But, Tom, there must be something you can do.
I'm sorry.
Look, there's no doubt that Robert Higgins feels as though he's been defrauded.
And there are others.
Heart attack, stroke, even a nice clean hit and run. At least a man could go with some dignity.
Come on, Irv, it may not be as bad as all that. I mean, at your age, you've got to expect the odd problem with the old waterworks.
I got it. No doubt about it.
Well, they can treat these things pretty successfully these days.
Did you get in early? I didn't. Man likes to pride himself that he's, well, in good working order.
So you reckon he'll give Coltman a go?
With nothing to lose.
You know, you won't be able to claim his treatment on health benefits.
Health benefits? They'll be a lot of use to me when I'm 6 feet under.
Well, have you actually spoken to your doctor about this?
The cancer got Leela, Tom, and I don't want to go like that.
Mr. Coltman. Got a new way to do sit-ups, or do you need a hand?
Thanks for the offer, but I don't remember calling for the police.
We met a couple of hours ago.
Gorgeous, no O.
Yeah, Constable Parish, Joe, no E.
Right. I've never been much good with names or faces.
Or, suitcase zippers.
Yeah. This is a little clumsy even for me. I've been on the road too long.
Oh, you got a break coming up?
No, unfortunately.
Well, even doctors get annual leave.
And doctors seem to have a lot less trouble finding good locums. Sore elbow.
Yeah, I've got some anti-inflammatories that's coming good. So, where do faith healers go for their holidays?
I'd like to see the Simpson Desert one day.
Well, there's nothing much out there to see, is there?
Exactly. No towns, no sick people, just solitude, the bike and me.
Yeah, I saw the bike. It's a Beamer, is it?
Yeah, shaft drive. Smoothest thing on 2 wheels. You want to have a look? Can carry all my gear in a week's rations.
Oh, you should do it. It's a well-known fact workaholics have a shorter lifespan.
It's true. I'm not God after all.
Though some would say a close relation.
The trick is not to start believing it yourself.
Lucas was supposed to be... Lucas was just showing me the...
Oh, yeah, I got it for him.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, keeps him happy.
Joe's convinced me to follow through on that desert retreat idea.
Great. We can get away at the end of the month.
I want some time in the desert alone.
40 days and 40 nights?
Can I afford to be away that long, Kim?
No.
Now, Lucas, can we go? We start in a couple of minutes.
Sorry.
Would you like to come?
No, it's not really my
No
sort of
charge.
thing.
I'll give you a lift.
All right, but you'd be preaching to a non-convertible.
Hey, you can't save them all.
So can I drive?
Hop on. I can feel your migraine, Helen. Now let the power of the Holy Spirit wash away your pain.
No, I guess you had to be there. It was pretty trippy.
Joe, if you cured this woman of leprosy, then maybe I'd buy a better headache.
Well, migraine, and she said she'd had it for 3 years.
Well, can you do anything about freckles? Because I got a heap of them and they're driving me nuts.
Lucas? Lucas? Are you right? He didn't show up for breakfast, and he's not answering his phone. I've looked for him everywhere.
I get a key.
Can't we just force it? Oh, he's only going to be a moment. I'm so worried. This isn't like him. Mr. Coltman? Lucas? You in there? Open up.
It's all under control, Joe. You there, Mr. Coltman?
Get in the ambulance. I'll do what I can. Yeah, look, just stay calm. Everything's going to be all right. Look, just get the stuff off his face, kid. Just stay calm. We'll take care of it. The pub was fully booked last night. You'd think someone would have heard something.
There was no sign of forced entry, and the gaffer tape would have kept Colton quiet.
Have you ever seen a kneecapping before?
Only once, and hopefully this one will be my last.
Well, my money would be on Robert Higgins. He's got motive. Mel, how is he?
He'll need full reconstruction on both knees.
And the weapon?
A blunt, rounded object, metal pipe, cricket bat or something. Ask him yourself.
Well, you sure he's able to talk to us?
Surprisingly, he's perfectly lucid.
I woke up. I caught a glimpse of a figure, but just in silhouette. He might have had a beanie on or something. Then they clocked me and I saw stars, that's it.
Only one?
There might have been 2, I just only saw one.
Do you know how they got into your room?
I opened the door properly, I didn't lock it.
It was locked this morning.
Do you want something for the pain?
No.
I think we should let him have some rest. If he doesn't want painkillers, it's his decision.
Power of positive thinking.
What?
But Lucas,
I mean, Dr. Mel said it's like childbirth. If you think of the pain as a positive thing, it's easier to deal with.
Well, I'll remind you of that when you think of having kids yourself. Hey. Does Robert Higgins roll his own?
Sure does. Look at this. Someone forgot to wipe their feet.
Yeah, well, he checked out late yesterday, Arvo. He was a real gentleman, Mr. Higgins.
Right, well, we think he can help us with our inquiries, Irene.
Mind your feet, Richard.
Richard, builders still haven't finished those excavations.
Did you get his car, Reggie?
I'm very busy, PJ. You stay there.
Get D24 to check his address.
Oh, he's got half a brain. Home's the last place he's going to head.
There's one other person that might have seen him.
Rep Curtis.
Yeah, it was a maroon Nissan Bluebird.
Get the Reggie?
QET 249.
So the guy looks around and shakes his head. He's about to do it when the voice comes yet again. Don't jump. Cardinal O'Flaherty will save you. So he finally stops and says, who the hell is Cardinal O'Flaherty? Jump then, you Protestant bastard.
Looks like our blunt, rounded object.
Is courteous to other members and sensitive to their needs, and shows exceptional
Joe, take me through the interviewing, thanks.
Wait, PJ, could you hear me out, please?
Grace, please, would you just take a seat?
Oh, Tom. Robert didn't assault Lucas Coltman.
Grace, take a seat, relax.
No,
I'll order us
look, he
tea.
couldn't have. He stayed with me last night.
Take a seat, Grace. I'll get back to you.
What time did you leave the caravan park yesterday?
About 5:30.
Alone?
Yes.
And you went straight to the rectory?
Yes. No, I stopped to buy some more tobacco.
So you lost the pouch?
Yeah, misplaced.
Any idea where?
No.
And you asked Reverend Curtis if you could stay overnight?
She offered.
And you needed an alibi?
No!
Sir, would you mind telling me the nature of your relationship with Reverend Curtis?
She was a good mate to Jen, and she's been a good mate to me too.
That's all you are, mates?
Oh, what the hell are you getting at?
It's important we know, Mr. Higgins.
How dare you?
Unfortunately, Mr. Higgins, it's the only way we can verify your alibi.
I was in the spare room.
Would you mind taking off one of your shoes, please?
What?
Please.
Clay was found in Mr. Coltman's room after the assault. We also found a pack of tobacco, your brand.
Robert has been set up. It's the only thing that makes any sense.
Why would anybody go to all that trouble?
Oh, you don't believe him, do you?
Look, he could have left your place last night without you knowing a thing about it.
My ex-husband couldn't so much as scratch without waking me.
Yeah, well, I assume your ex-husband wasn't sleeping in a room at the other end of the hall.
Ah, I assume that this has something to do with why none of your people seems very keen to take my statement.
Well, it is a little bit delicate, yes, seeing as you and I have been out together.
So where did Rob say he'd been sleeping?
In your spare room.
Oh, chivalry's not dead, not quite. I mean, a man who would lie to protect a woman's honour is hardly the sort of person that would commit serious assault now, is he?
So he is lying?
I don't have to answer that, Tom.
No, of course.
Unfortunately for Rob, he was sleeping in the spare room last night.
Look, this isn't easy for either of us. I've got a job to do and you're not making it any easier.
Oh, then why don't you do that job? Coltman is the one you should be going after.
I don't have to answer to you either, Grace.
For heaven's sake, Robert is a friend of mine.
But Coltman is the victim here and we both saw Robert threaten him.
Yes, but that was all. He didn't actually do anything.
Only because you stopped him. It's clear he wants revenge.
He has been set up.
Grace, that's not the way I see it.
Oh, you're obviously not looking hard enough then, are you?
Thank you for your help on this matter.
I'm sorry, Tom.
Robert Higgins has already had 2 goes at Coltman. He's in breach of an intervention order and he's unstable enough to have another go. Grace is wrong.
Reverend Curtis believes he's telling the truth.
Faith may be enough for the church boss, but I deal in cold, hard facts.
Then maybe we don't have enough cold, hard facts.
What do you mean, lurking about?
Anyone who could have had the opportunity to steal certain things from Mr. Higgins. I mean, did he have any visitors?
Well, yes. That was that mate of his who came here yesterday afternoon looking for him.
Mate?
Yes, and he put clay all over my nice clean tiles.
Was this before or after Mr. Higgins checked out?
Before. He was loading his car.
Well, can you describe this, mate?
Gave me good mate Robert Higgins the damages bill for that stuff that he busted.
How'd you figure out where to find him?
Well, I knew he wasn't going to be staying in no 5-star hotel. Someone turn her over for me?
So did he pay up?
No, not him. Tore up the bill.
Oh, that must have gone down well with you.
Yeah, we had a few words about it, so what?
You must have guessed he'd react like that. Why'd you bother chasing him about it at all?
It was worth a try.
Right, so he tore up the bill and shot through.
Which I've got to do right away. I've got it booked in for a wheel alignment.
Hang on. Have you had any other dealings with Mr. Higgins?
But what other dealings could I possibly have with a guy like him?
Jumpy.
Yeah, so do you reckon he and Higgins assaulted Coltman? Or he did it himself and tried to frame Higgins?
It's a trick question, or are you genuinely interested in my opinion?
I'm interested in your opinion, Joe. You know that.
Well, I reckon we're barking up the wrong tree. I mean, why would he want to assault his boss?
Maybe you could come back later.
I'm fine, isn't that right, Doctor?
Someone with 2 fractured kneecaps, you're doing extremely well.
I'll be off on my desert trek before you know it.
You're not going anywhere without me, Lucas, not after this.
Hey, PJ, keep it brief. Even a miracle cure needs rest.
Now, about Damien Burns?
Yeah, look, how long has he been working for you?
Started just after you, didn't he?
It was my idea. We needed an assistant.
He's a hard worker, very reliable.
And how much do you pay him?
$1,000 a week. We need 3 people to replace him.
Yeah, but $1,000. Do people give us that much?
They obviously think they're getting their money's worth.
The spotlight has to be back on Higgins.
Why?
Well, at $1,000 a week, he's got nothing to gain and everything to lose.
You can't eliminate him just because he's well paid.
He doesn't have a motive, boss.
I mean, unless we're missing something.
Then we'd better run some more checks. Robert Higgins just doesn't seem like the type to me to carry out a kneecapping.
Oh, well, case closed then. I mean, can't be him. He's got an honest face.
Unfortunately, you found nothing concrete.
Boss, I understand your position, but it's not supported by the facts. So will you do me a favour and tell Grace to back off?
So how's the new Messiah?
Well, Dr. Mill's pretty impressed with how he's holding up.
Well, he won't need surgery, will he? You know, a couple of smashed kneecaps would be a snack for a bloke who can cure cancer.
He says he only treats lost causes.
Could he do anything with Jonesy? He's a bit of a lost cause.
Oh. I saw this faith healer in the Philippines once. Had the most fantastic act. Reminded me of an emu on heat. Oh, Mapley! Oh, Mapley! Oh, God! So beautiful! God,
Father Brian. Hi.
I'd like to speak to Tom Croydon.
Yes, I'll just see if he's available.
Have I seen you in church?
No, Father.
I see. An Anglican.
So how much did he withdraw?
My source wasn't sure, but, quote, rather a lot, unquote.
And who is this source?
A fellow parishioner who knows that Merv is normally a careful man with money.
You're a master of the understatement, Father.
She was behind him in the queue at the bank.
And you think this money is destined for Lucas Coltman?
Oh, I know it's not destined for the Sunday collection plate.
Grace?
Tom.
Look, if you've come here to confront Coltman, I
No,
don't think
I'm
it's...
here to try and clear Robert's name.
You don't have the full picture.
And you do?
Tom.
This is a police matter, Grace.
Tom, he is totally devastated by this. Now, I'm not going to stand by and just watch while he gets blamed for something that he didn't do.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, and whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. I am the resurrection.
This has got to stop.
And the life.
Excuse me? This is a circus. It can't possibly be allowed to continue.
If you don't mind.
Perhaps we should talk about this outside.
I am the resurrection.
Right to interfere.
He's a snake oil salesman.
In your opinion.
Oh, yeah, and what's yours?
If Merv believes that Coltman can cure him, what does it matter?
He is exploiting a gullible old man.
Possibly, but Merv's free to do whatever he wants with his money and to believe in whoever and whatever he wants. I mean, we've got no proof that Coltman's committed any crime.
He's deceiving people out of their money, Tom. How much more proof do you need? How many more Jenny and Robert Higginses? How many more Merv Pauls, for heaven's sake?
Hallelujah! Well, that's done the trick. Time for a road test.
Oh, please.
Do you think you should check to see he's got his money's worth?
Look at that. Takes me back to when I was a young tacker, writing my name in the sand.
I bet it was easier than Thomas Arthur Croydon.
Try Merv and Alexander Raymond Poole for size.
And you really believe that Coltman did this for you?
What is the proof? Water of life. Liquid gold. Cheap at half the price.
Yes, well, speaking of price, how much does it cost to get fixed up down below?
Oh, you got some plumbing problems, have you?
No. I'm just curious.
$3,000. This is Merv Skinflint Poole we're talking about.
Same Merv Poole who gave me 50 cents when I was collecting for the Red Shield appeal.
Well, there you go. Proof that Lucas Coltman can perform miracles.
For $3,000, Merv must think he's going to live forever.
The only person who doesn't seem to have a problem with this is Merv.
He's been brainwashed.
I didn't see any evidence of brainwashing.
You might want to chat to Damien Burns again. Guess what I've just come up with? 3 counts of assault from New South, 1 with a weapon. Damien's not here. Well, any idea where he might be?
Nah, he's dumped the van and he did a runner.
Oh, he's on a pretty good wicket, though.
Not good enough, apparently.
Well, how could you afford to pay him that much anyway?
He worked hard. It's all above board. We only charge for tickets to the meetings, but the healing sessions are always donation only.
A $3,000 donation in the case of Merv Poole.
It's not about money. For us or for them.
Of course. It's about faith.
Right. Now, if you don't mind, I've got a schedule to try and stick to.
Allow me.
Mind if we have a look in the van?
Yeah, no worries.
So, what are your plans now?
We were due in Shepparton tomorrow, but now we're going to take Lucas to an orthopaedic surgeon in Melbourne.
Did Damien give you any indication he was going to leave?
No?
Did you find that strange?
No, he was never one to over-communicate. He kept to himself.
Maybe he had good reason. Ever seen these before, Miss Forbes?
Coltman didn't say anything about balaclavas.
Well, beanies, balaclavas, I mean, in the dark, who could tell?
Kim Forbes claims they wear them on cold mornings when they're setting up.
Well, they'd hardly need them at this time of the year.
All right, well, let's go with the theory that Damien Burns was involved with the assault. He wears one of these and stashes it in the van.
Yeah, but why'd he hide 2?
Well, Coltman did say he thought there might have been more than one attacker.
Damien Burns and Robert Higgins. They were staying together only hours before at the caravan park.
What did Higgins have to say about that?
They're the same as Burns, that they argued over the damage at the hall.
Well, it could all be an act.
So you'll be relying on forensic evidence to prove they did the assault?
I don't think that's going to be a problem. It looks like blood.
He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world.
Where have you been? I've already ordered.
Getting the balaclavas off to forensics.
Look, there's no guarantee the blood's even Coltman's. I mean, Damien could have cut himself shaving.
For heaven's sake, Merv, put his sock in it.
Do you know, you really should get someone to look at that.
Well, osteo, physio, chiro, I've seen them all.
What about Psycho?
Shouldn't you still be in the hospital? He discharged himself.
Ladies and
Get your stuff out of the
gentlemen,
van.
a toast to the only man to perform miracles in the last 2,000 years.
Rubbish.
We have disbelievers in our midst.
I appreciate your
Henry,
support, Merv, but
how
really
would
there's
you
no
like to see out of both eyes again? Maisie, move.
Well, do me a favour, Jonesy, will you, and take him home before he starts on the loaves and the fishes?
Well, I wouldn't mind saying that myself, along with my dinner tonight.
And for all. No more bunions.
Come on, Merv, it's been a big day for you, mate. Time for Betty Pies.
I just don't know what's got into him lately. He's been such a sad sack for weeks, and now he's just full of beans.
Well, Merv obviously doesn't have any doubts.
Do you?
Well, at $3,000 a pop, I don't think I can afford you, Lucas. Well, that's what Merv paid, isn't it?
You said $300.
No, you got it wrong again, Lucas, as usual.
$3,000.
If you'll excuse me, I've got an early start tomorrow. Constable Parrish? We're leaving for Melbourne in the morning and he wants to see you before we leave. Do you have a problem with that? He's still talking about that desert retreat business. Well, is he capable of that now? He says he's going to take the bus. If he mentions it to you, can you tell him that you don't think it's a good idea? Why? Because he's needed here. I like to keep a tight grip on all these strings, don't you?
Joe, the last thing we need is another suspect without a motive.
Kim Forbes has a motive. She doesn't want her meal ticket going wandering about in the desert.
PJ, forensics for you.
Surely she can afford to take a couple of months off.
Oh, of course she could. If the roadie was getting $1,000 a week, imagine what she's on.
So it's in both their interests to keep Coltman working.
Except Damien freaks out and leaves town.
Yes, but not before incriminating Higgins first.
Okay. The blood on the balaclava was Coltman's.
Told you.
But wait, there's more.
Forensic found a couple of hairs on it.
What, Lucas's?
No.
Damien Burns.
I think we can rule him out. These hairs are dyed. Now, according to forensic, the exact shade is ash blonde. The hair on the balaclava is yours, Miss Forbes.
Well, that's because we wear them on cold mornings. I've told you this.
That's Mr. Coltman's blood.
Well, he helped us occasionally. I don't know. Maybe he cut himself? Where were you on the night of the attack? Oh, you've taken my statement. Stayed up and did the books, huh? Went to bed around 11. And you didn't hear anything during the night? Slept like a log? Got up at 7 and tried to ring Lucas. He doesn't know how to set his alarm. But he didn't answer, so he tried his door. And that's when you came along.
You've seen this before?
No?
It was on the wall outside your hotel room.
Well, I didn't notice it.
That's more of Mr. Coltman's blood. Look at it. Look at it. Somebody bashed it down on his knees, Miss Forbes, over and over again. It was a very vicious assault. He will be crippled for life.
If it's the Lord's will... The Lord's will's got nothing to do with it. And I'm going to prove it.
Is Kim on her way? We really should hit the road.
We've still got a few more questions for her.
She won't be long, though, will she?
She's a big help to you, isn't she?
She's a lifesaver. I'm not much good with the practical details.
I noticed.
But since Kim's been managing the business, I've been able to totally focus on using my gift.
And what does she get out of it?
She's helping in the healing of others.
Like you helped her?
That's what she believes.
Joe?
Yeah?
You got a minute? We've got Damien Burns. He was hitchhiking, only got as far as Widgery.
What are these yours?
Where'd you get those?
From the van you drove, Mr. Coltman?
I got nothing to say.
Your fingerprints are on record in New South Wales. What's the bet we'll find them all over the hotel room and on the fire extinguisher?
Fire extinguisher? Is that bitch saying that it was me?
What do you call this? Block of flats?
No, look. Kim came to me and said she'd give me $3,000 to help give him a scare.
Scare? It was a vicious attack.
Look, I went along with tying him up, you know? Gave him a little bit of a hit to the head as well, but then Kim, she just went right off. She started freaking out because he was going to go off on his own. Then she grabbed the fire extinguisher and started laying into the guy's knees. She totally lost it.
I've got no idea what you're talking about.
You smashed his kneecaps.
Why would I want to do something like that? This man saved my life.
Setting up Robert Higgins, was that your idea?
No.
So Damien stole the tobacco and planted the fire extinguisher.
Come on, he's already admitted you paid him $3,000. What an idiot.
Good to see Merv Paul's donation went to such good use.
How'd you talk them into it? Merv, Robert and Jenny Higgins. Lucas talks to his clients about the power of faith, and I remind them about the power of money. And then you take the lion's share. The only money I'm taking from Lucas is my weekly fee. Come on. Lucas wants to go to the States next year, then he wants to go to Europe the year after, healing people all over the world. That's his vision. Now, a dream like that doesn't come cheaply, so I put money away for him.
So what was the problem with him going away for a couple of months?
Because he was planning on going without me. So he can do without you, but you can't survive without him, is that it? Can't take the risk of being away from him. Lucas has this energy, or white magic, or voodoo, or the Holy Spirit. I mean, you can call it whatever you want. The fact is, when he's around sick people, they get well. And when he's not, no guarantees. Cancer is a matter of life and death for me. Because you never know if it's going to come back. And Lucas was the only way I could be sure that it wasn't going to come back. Like a preventative medicine, they can take one large daily dose. So now, how long have I got? Without my daily dose. Looks like you're finally going to get that time on your own.
Why will I be on my own?
Well, without Kim.
But she's been bailed.
Yeah, but she's admitted to it, to everything.
That's right, and I've forgiven her.
What? You ready, Lucas?
Forgiveness is a gift for the benefactor, not the recipient.
Yeah, but you're crippled.
And I'll be healed. We can all be healed if we have faith, Joe.
Put you in Melbourne at midday, Lucas.
Of course. Goodbye, Joe. Without an E.
Did I just see what I thought I saw?
He says he's forgiven her.
How's your elbow?
I think it's worse.
You want to read it?
Oh, I'm easy.
If you disagree with anything, or you think I've been too hard on you, I'm prepared to discuss it.
Right. Thanks.
I don't understand you. First, you tell me you don't give a damn what the powers that be think. Then you pester me for days. And now...
Look, I don't give a damn what the powers that be think. I don't care what you think.
You should have more faith in me, Evan.
Tom. Merv has something to say to you.
Is this something I should be listening to on an empty stomach?
It won't take a minute.
Well, it's... there was a bit of a mix-up, this little bit of a problem I've been having, you know? Well, it wasn't what I thought it was.
The pathology report says an enlarged prostate.
Tell the whole world, why don't you, Father?
So it isn't cancer?
Totally curable. The conventional way. Give up the drink.
Yeah.
And you've only just found this out?
I could have sworn. I mean, I had all the symptoms. I read this article in a magazine, see?
Well, I think it's wonderful, Merv. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
As you can all see, he's thrilled to the back teeth.
Well, I paid that Lewis Coltman $3,000.
We did try to warn you.
Where was I to know I wasn't dying? What are my chances of getting it back?
Oh, Buckley's, man. As a matter of fact, Merv, I think somebody up there must love you. Mr. Coltman gave me this to give back to you.
Perhaps you could show thanks by donating it to the fund for the new church organ.
Pensioner, Father.
Looks like a full recovery, wouldn't you say?
Most definitely. By the way, Tom, can I have a word?
hardly call it a relationship, Father. I've taken her to a Rotary dinner, that's all.
Blind Freddy could see the sparks flying.
Cinders, more like.
That you chose not to confide in me, of all people. I could have advised you, counselled you.
We didn't see eye to eye on the Lucas Coltman issue. She's Anglican, I'm Catholic. It could never have developed into anything serious, even if I'd wanted it to.
Which you don't.
No.
You sure?
Certain.
Then you're a fool as well as a liar, Tom Croydon. Grace is a fine woman. If her only fault is being an Anglican, then you could do a lot worse.
Tom?
Robert? Robert's still here.
Oh, hello. Yeah, he's earning his keep. Look, I'm really sorry I interfered.
Just as well from the look of things.
Oh, I had faith in Robert.
Strange thing, Faith. You know Lucas Coltman has forgiven Kim? They're back together again.
No.
Yeah, it's true. He believes in her and he blames himself for making her so dependent on him.
So he turned the other cheek?
I think he's genuine.
No, I was serious. It shows a lot of strength.
Yeah, I suppose it does.
Thanks for organising the check for Robert too. It's obviously not going to bring Jenny back, but might help him to go on.
Well, it was Coltman's idea.
Oh, I see.
Well, maybe I did suggest it first.
We all have our own ways of trying to do what's best, don't we?
I suppose we do.
Sorry. Well, I guess I'll see you around then.
Yeah, I hope so. Is round soon, or is...
Why?
Well, I'd like it to be soon, if that's all right by you.
Yeah? It's all right by me.